Hi, Preeti. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you sparing the time, and I also feel lucky to have you on the call with us today for the International Women's Day session, focusing on equality, equity, and women. Please tell me a little bit about yourself and your occupation at Adobe. You're working as business intelligence analyst. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, so that's correct. I first want to say thank you for having me. I'm really glad to be part of this session. Yeah, I work at Adobe as a business intelligence analyst. So just to go a bit back, at university I studied maths, and it seems even throughout school that was really the only subject that I kind of I resonated with.
Makes you much
So
smarter than me. Whole fact that.
well,
Wow.
I do appreciate. I mean, I do have a fascination for people who are more creative and that sort of thing, but I just didn't have that bone in me. And yeah, coming out of uni, like most people, I really didn't know which direction my career would go in. But I did start off working in advertising, sort of more of a account manager role, but did a bit of analysis work there. And then moved, and sadly during one of my second jobs I was made redundant, and at this point I again wasn't too sure what I was going to do with my life, so I actually spent a couple of years becoming a high school math teacher. So I was a high school maths teacher for a couple of years, and then eventually worked my way back into industry and got into the role with Adobe. So usually on my day-to-day at Adobe I do tend to help with the sales side, looking at how we're doing, some forecasting work. We're looking at where we can roll out, how that will work on a global scale. A lot of interesting analysis, a lot of learning every day. I guess it goes back to what I was enjoying about maths during my school days. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow, you really kind of there answered my second question as well. So it was like, what motivated you to pursue a career in tech? I understand that you also have that the bit in you that wants to find out more, discover more, but you also really find it fun to do the whole data analysis, which is quite technical as well. The role itself, it's amazing. Well, do you see or do you advocate yourself or see others advocating for equal opportunities and fair treatment for women in the tech space in general? And of course, being at Adobe, you're at a great space. I mean, it's a great company doing amazing stuff. And for women, you have maybe, I would say, much better opportunity and chances there. So it can be something that you see outside, you observe, that you came across before. So what steps do you think that you can take, you're taking, or are taken in general to ensure that women are represented and valued in the workspace?
So that's a great question, and I think the one thing I can bring is that I've seen um, a few industries now, right from when I started my first job in retail, and I've worked with lots of different people, and I've kind of seen how women are represented in a lot of these industries. And I must say, I think the tech industry is probably the first industry where I've kind of seen that development, compared to some other industries where I don't really see myself as very different to my male counterparts. I've been meeting lots of amazing women at work who are, you know, just as valued, just as intelligent, just as much as a boss, who kind of I aspire to be one day. And I make sure that I'm someone for people who are more junior to me, who they can say, okay, you know, she's got to this position, she's able to express how she's feeling, I'm going to do the same. So a lot of it has been me kind of learning from my peers that when I come to work, I'm going to come fully myself. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to bring that confidence that you do usually see with male counterparts as well. So I've been very lucky that while I've been in the tech industry, there's been quite a few people who've been that inspiration for me. And I must say, this isn't just about getting promoted and getting to higher roles in a company. It's on a day-to-day basis, whatever level they're on, they're sort of bossing it at work. They're really going for it and doing everything they do with confidence, which is what I find really inspirational.
Yeah, I mean that's just perfect. Thanks for touching upon, because I also had past experiences before I joined tech, and in the tech space I feel really safe and
Mhm,
supported about that. And of course there's a lot more that we can do in the future that we're trying to do. We're striving for that.
mhm,
But currently it's also being in that space, it really feels welcoming. And at ProvenWorks as Salesforce partners, we really align with the values that Salesforce has in general. And
mhm,
equality is a huge part of it, which says, we don't want to support you and love you despite of your differences, but we want to
mhm.
support you, be there for you, and help you because of your differences, because those differences, they make us better together. So thank you very
Yeah.
much for touching upon that. It's a very good point. So you also mentioned that there are people senior to you, there are people junior to you, and it means a lot for someone like you to see that, oh wow, she's done that, and I want to be there one day. So what advice would you give to other women who are interested in pursuing a career in tech? It might be something that you discovered that helped you massively, or it can just be a past mistake that taught you a great deal. So tell me a little bit about that.
I think women in general, and I definitely experienced this, we really doubt ourselves. And I think that starts right before you even start applying for a job. Um, Before I applied to Adobe, there were loads of jobs that I would look at and think, oh, I don't have the right skills, or
The
maybe I shouldn't
experience
apply.
for it, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like most of the time you're your worst enemy. And I think realizing that, and it's not easy, but you have to kind of become aware of it, realizing that, the worst that can happen is that you don't get the job. That's fine. You can get over that and you can apply for another job. But I think taking that first step is really, really critical. And it definitely shouldn't stop you from applying to a job if you think you're not going to get it because you're a woman or you're a minority, something like that. That definitely shouldn't be something that stops you from trying. So I think overcoming your own fears, your own insecurities is the first step. And second of all, I think it's really important to have a voice at work, whether you want to learn something new, whether you want more responsibilities, or you want to go and do a course, or even if you want to get paid more. I think you need to find the confidence to ask, because again, the worst that's going to happen is someone's going to say, no, sorry, we don't have the budget for that, or sorry, we can't do that at this time. But that's fine. I think asking is what's really important. And I think that's where a lot of women lack a bit of confidence, is that they feel they can't ask. But it makes a big difference when you do start asking. And I think that would probably be the biggest advice that I give women.
That's so true. Yeah, thank you very much. It totally resonates, all the things that you're saying. So we have to kind of take a step back and accept ourselves as we are and try our best, and see the consequences and make the change accordingly. But who we are, or where we're coming from, or the differences that we have shouldn't be a defining factor in what we can achieve or what we can even try. So I
Mhm.
think we have a lot of work to do in that specific area as women, that we self-doubt, and we have to just kind of take a step back and feel more confident in ourselves and what we're achieving. Thank you so much. It's so valuable what we're talking about today, and I'm hoping that a lot of women, a lot of different people who are watching this today can really understand what International Women's Day mean. It's not just a random talk. It's something that can teach them one lesson, and that one lesson can add towards their personality, their character, and their career in the future. So it's a pleasure having you. Thank you so much. It's always useful insights. And hopefully we're gonna reconnect over another important topic soon. Thank you very much.